Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Felix Plays. This is some Black Ops 3 gameplay commentary. We're playing some Breach TDM, got the Man of War again, and what you're about to see is pretty riveting stuff. Okay, we have a good game here. First in, first out, ready to get going. And the title of today's video is Finding the Fun Again. You know, this is something that's happened to me over the last few days or so since starting this channel. I'm really finding the fun in making content and playing games again. I'm just loving it. I'm having a great time. And I might talk to you about some games that I want to revisit. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do this yet, but I'm thinking now to myself about some of the games that I've enjoyed over the course of my life to the greatest extent, right? And I know some of these will ring true to many of you, but if I could talk to you briefly about Pokemon Soul Silver, right? Or Heart Gold, which I think are probably the greatest remakes in that gaming franchise. I know that's maybe a little bit of out of left field in a gameplay on Call of Duty, but we're going to discuss it today. A little bit. I'm sort of cleaning up here right now in the game. But this is going to run in the background, and yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about Pokemon. So I first got that game probably on the Nintendo DS with my older brother when I was like, I mean, it was on release, so I'm gonna say early teens. Couldn't put an exact number to it, but I was a young guy, right? And it was the first time I've been back to Johto since the whole Crystal, Silver, Gold era. And it's just so stunningly done. Everything about it is beautiful. I remember it was the first game that had the Pokemon walk behind you, which I loved. It added a level of like closeness into the game. So let me know if you'd like to see a run through of that. I'm sure I could find a way to get that going. I know the Pokemon community is absolutely huge now, not with just the cards, but with the gaming community. I have some great people that I admire and look up to there, like John Stone, Small Ant. Those guys are great. Who've you know made videos that are far beyond what I could ever imagine with this shiny decks and the not leaving each area until they find a shiny Pokemon, which is all just crazy stuff to me. That must take hundreds, if not thousands, of hours. But in comparison to Pokemon Soul Silver, there's a little lesser known game that was more instrumental to my childhood, and I've spoken to a few people about this, but this is a hill that I may be willing to die on what I think is possibly the greatest video game ever made for its time, and that is Digimon World 2001. Right, if you know what I'm talking about, you know, okay? That game was leaps and bounds above what Pokemon was putting out at the time. I think in 2001, Colosseum had maybe just come out as well. But it was like a few years after Red and Blue and all this sort of stuff. But Digimon World 2001, for those uninitiated of you that maybe don't know this, Digimon and Pokemon are fairly fraught competitors in the small monster world. Small monster world. I don't know if that's the right phrase for it, but whatever. But Digimon World 2001, maybe I can pull up some footage, maybe I'll just leave it and you can have a quick Google or something, but it was this unbelievable sort of, I think it's like this adventure game, right, where you were thrust in as one of the only humans in the world, and you would train up a Digimon, you would evolve it, get it to certain statuses, and it was just so rich, and it had so many complications that as a kid, it was intensely difficult. I think it probably took us a few years to complete it. Get the Cerberus there, level up. We're cooking now, boys. Can't quite jump up there, which is annoying, but that's alright. Anyway, yeah, so this is a loose tangent. I'm not really sure how we got onto this from this gameplay, but maybe this is the point I'm making, is that with the finding the fun again, I might have to return to these games and just see whether I can even tap into that nostalgia still. Because on Call of Duty, that's a much more recent wave of enjoyment for me. I was playing Call of Duty probably from the age of like 12 to 13 onwards. So that's what, only 14, 15 years ago now. And I don't know whether the whole thing of playing the games from my very early childhood would still ring true. It may well do. It may well even hit harder or be more nostalgic and more rewarding. But, you know, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to know what your games were, your go-to games as a kid. Or even right now, what are you playing? This is, after all, a gaming channel. You know, this is the kinds of conversations I'd love to have with you guys. Yeah, absolutely melted here. Yeah, you got me. You got me good. Yeah, so those were probably the two main ones. And then I could talk to you a little bit about Ratchet and Clank. Those were my guys growing up. Fantastic series. Plot, gunplay, character development. They were just awesome. I loved every bit of those games. I think I had them on the PSP, the PS1, the PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. I think it's Insomniac that makes those. I mean, they're just awesome. And I can't wait for the next installment, whenever that's going to be. Probably on the launch of the PS6, if I'm guessing. But we shall see. We shall see. And then, yeah, so those are the games I'd probably love to revisit down the line. We'll see if we can action that. But yeah, let me know what kind of topics you want to see me discuss in future commentaries. I'm playing Black Ops 3 to a pretty decent standard, if I can say so myself, these days. So I'm getting these gameplays fairly thick and fast. It's fun. It's great. But yeah, if this video has reminded you of a game you haven't played for years, maybe give it another go. You know, sometimes you don't realise how much you've missed something until you come back to it. It's that's certainly what I found recently with Modern Warfare Remastered, Black Ops 3, Minecraft, which I hope you're enjoying the series, because I have hours and hours of gameplay footage there, because I'm absolutely getting stuck into that world, and I don't really know what I'm going to do with that footage. I need an editor, maybe. I don't know how to edit, but that's fine. I'm learning this stuff. But anyway, this gameplay's wrapping up. I've been Felix. You've been watching me, apparently. And yeah, I've thoroughly enjoyed it, guys. So I think I ended up going something like, 35 and 12? Something like that. I can't remember. But it's a pretty decent game. Pretty decent indeed. Let's have a look at the scores coming up now. Scores 37 and 14. Pretty decent. All right, guys. It's been fun. Lots of love. See you soon. All the best. Bye-bye now.